Hello and welcome back to the FPL show on the Gallowgateshots YouTube channel. I am your host Matt, and again with me is Daniel. Hi Daniel.
Hi Matt, you alright?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Obviously a day late because of the damn squib that was Liverpool versus Crystal Palace, but never mind. I mean, there was a little bit of action, but generally I don't think it was what triple Liverpool owners wanted from the game.
Exactly that, yeah. I mean, we are recording, 15, 20 minutes after the final whistle.
Yeah.
So it's all still fresh. The scars of game week 2 have shown themselves. So yeah, welcome back to the FPL show. Like I say, the show where we recommend players, don't take our own advice, and then they break your double Liverpool clean sheet. Thank you, Wilfred Zaha. Really proud because I did that, but at the same time, it's really annoying.
Well, I said Josh De Silva as well, didn't I? I said Josh De Silva, you said Wilfred Zaha, and they're both banned. So
we are. I mean, if people didn't look at our ranks, they would think we were amazing, wouldn't they? So yeah, I mean, before we go into things, if you like other fabulous nuggets of knowledge and lovely content on YouTube, please make sure you check out all the other content on Gallowgateshots YouTube channel, such as the Always Smiling Faces podcast, the match previews every week, and of course this lovely show right here. So make sure you click the subscribe button, press the bell as well to alert yourself when the content becomes available. And yeah, let's get straight to it. I'll start. I had another shocker this week. I mean, it wouldn't be a shocker really. I mean, it's a 4 million game week rank. I've dropped from 3.7 million to about 3.9 million, give or take. So I'm still in the top 4 million. So got to look at the positives. It's only game week 2. I scored 57 points. So it's not bad, not amazing. Lots of people have done better. Meslier this week hasn't really shone as much as what we hoped. I couldn't believe the clean sheet wipeout and the fact that it was 2 conceded goals as well. The fact that they looked so strong, 2-0 up against Southampton. I think, is it Michael Dawson who does the Soccer Saturday stuff?
he has started to do it a lot. He can't really string a sentence together, so I'm not entirely sure how he's got the job.
He can't, but I was really happy because I was watching Soccer Saturday and Michael Dawson said, "Oh, it's game over. Liverpool are dominating. Southampton don't look like scoring." I was like, "Yeah, amazing."
Liverpool are dominating. They played twice this week.
Oh, sorry, was it Liverpool? Did I say Liverpool?
Yeah.
Fresh in my mind. Leeds, yeah, Leeds are dominating, and yeah, bang bang, two goals. He totally screwed me over. Damn you, Michael Dawson. Yeah, so Trent got 4. Somehow came away with a bonus point. Oh no, he didn't. Got 3.
Got 3.
1 bonus point. Even though he conceded, he ran the game, by the way, didn't he? He was incredible.
He had 3 assists in that first half. He's put them on a plate.
Yeah,
especially for Núñez. There's a lot of talk going around about XG, and it is really useful, I think, sometimes. But people judge how good a player is based on XG, when it kind of just means like how good or how easy was a chance that they had, how many of them have they had. And I might be the only person on the planet that thinks this, but I don't think Núñez has looked very good in either game. Like, once came off in the first games, came off his leg, bounced off a defender, bounced back, and it's flew in the net. The second one, he's had a dodgy first touch, and Salah's tapped it in. This game, he's missed sitter after sitter, and then he's stuck a nut on someone. I don't think I've seen him do anything particularly well yet, except for just being stood where he's paid to be stood.
Yeah, I mean, I partly agree. I think there's an argument for both sides. I think he's looked menacing, not obviously menacing that he can commit GBH. He's looked menacing in front of goal. Like, he looks like somebody who's quite physical. He's going to cause your smaller defenders like Man United's defence some problems. Lol, Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah.
He's tiny. Even still taller than me though, but for a footballer, he's tiny. And yeah, I think he does look like he's got a lot of physicality, but like you say, doesn't look like he's got it in him to provide much in terms of clinical goal scoring. But anyway, we can come on to that. So yeah, Trent and Robbo totally disappointed me today. Then Trippier, another 7-pointer. Amazing. He's just the best. To the 2 best defences in the Premier League we'll face next weekend. So then I've got Salah for a 2-pointer, which was really good because I didn't captain him. So his effective ownership was really high. He was still captained by like nearly 3 million players. So if he'd scored anything, I would have dropped even further. Martinelli got another 8-pointer. We said at the very start when we did our first episode, he was an absolute gem at 6 million. He's the first player, I think, to have gone up in price twice this season because he's just such good value. Mount got me 2 points because Chelsea just don't know how to attack anymore. And Haaland got a lovely 12 points because he was my captain, but most people had him captain. I was really terrified when he came off with just 6 points. Like, knowing that Salah was playing today, I had a horrible, horrible feeling that Salah was going to punish everyone. But luckily, wasn't to be. Callum Wilson got a lovely 2 points, and Jesus with 19. Was it 19?
Yep, 19.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like, and I've seen a few captaincies dotted around with him. He's looks amazing. Could be a good possible captaincy option next week, couldn't he?
Could be. I mean, I think I already know who I'm captaining next week. To be honest, I'm not gonna overthink it, despite maybe despite the start of the season. Just because I'm gonna captain one of the best players historically in the game against the worst team this season. So.
Well, we'll let you reveal that in a little bit because I'm actually puzzled. I don't actually historic, right? So I mean, again, I might be overthinking this, but recently, maybe not the best player in the game.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I think I've got it. So
yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. So yeah, in terms of my team, it was Cancelo and James who totally destroyed me again this week. Those Chelsea and City defences. It's just the ownership's too big to go without. So hence why my hand's been a bit forced, I think, in terms of the decision that I've had to make, which we'll talk about in a minute. So anyway, Dan, if you want to let us know how your game week's gone.
Yeah, my game week went distinctly average. Well, but I guess below average. But 64 points. I have the smallest of green arrows of 9,000 places, so I'm still at 1.5 million effectively. Meslier again in goal. I was out on Saturday for my birthday and I was so smug at 2-0 up. So I don't think it was just Michael Dawson's fault. I think he got to point some fingers at me with just how smug I was with Meslier, drunkenly, obnoxiously telling everyone, "I told you it'd be good." Telling everyone Jesse Marsh has turned it around, and then laughter in my face. Trippier, 7 points. Wildy. Robertson, Trent, disappointing again, 5 points between the pair. Miggy Almiron, another 3. Match Neto again. Beat Bailey again. Who's the other one that some of that 4.5? Oh, beat Match Pereira again. So absolutely delighted. He was a player that I thought I'd brought out this week. But when I was drunk, I clearly didn't confirm the transfer. So literally coming onto the show now, I was like, yep, I've made it, had luck, and I hadn't pressed confirm. So I do have a free transfer, and I'm kind of happy. I've got Martinelli for 8, again, golden. Kulusevski for 2, not particularly precious about with up against the 3rd best team in the league. Salah for 2, I was delighted with that. Around me was at 130% ownership. So him blanking was glorious. James Maddison, 2nd return in 2 game weeks, really under the radar. I think he's been absolutely quality as far as the 8 millions go. He's outperforming Mount, Saka. I think he's matched Foden. He's beaten Mahrez, beaten Gundogan. So yeah, delighted with what he's done.
He's less than 6% owned as well. So
yeah,
massive differential. So great.
Jesus. Yeah, I got Jesus as well for 19. and Captain Haaland for his 5 points double. Still a little irked that it's not a Reece James own goal when it blatantly was a Reece James own goal. And Nico Williams on my bench, 7 points. That's a bit frustrating. But yeah, same as you. My killers are James, Cancelo and Walker. And it's so annoying because I think 3/4 of the way through last season, I just said, if I'm going to do anything, just have double Man City defence. Just have it. And I've been sucked into the double Liverpool and it's just not went my way so far. But it is what it is. I've got to think long term. And looking at the fixtures coming up, I'm fairly satisfied with my team. So yeah, be all right.
Fingers crossed for you, Daniel. Fingers crossed. Not so much because I do want to catch you up a little bit, but so yeah, we can now move on. So a couple of days ago, I messaged you, didn't I, on Twitter, saying that Bailey hadn't started the game, which left me, well, a lot of people with an issue with a 5 million midfielder spot because there's not that many, or the ones that are there aren't exactly prolific. And then I started thinking, actually, I'm starting to worry and think about wildcarding. And you told me that a 5 million midfielder isn't the reason to wildcard, and you called me a maniac. So I kind of calmed me down a little bit, and I thought, you know what, it's okay. Then Saturday games came, and I thought, actually, I might have the wildcard here. And yeah, so I think I hit the button on Saturday night. So thanks for your advice. Didn't take it. But here we are. We've got some lovely content now. But ultimately, I think with the lack of Man City players in my team, the lack of Chelsea defenders, the fact that you've got good fixture swings for certain teams as well, the likes of Brentford, and you're going to mention a bit about Brighton later, that means that there's definitely advantages to be taken. And I think my attacking midfield will almost pick itself to a degree. There's some little decisions that I still need to make, but it's the defence where I really need to kind of knuckle down and think about it. Whether to choose a premium goalkeeper in Edison or a 4.5 in Raya or Sanchez is my first kind of problem. Whereas with Edison, you've got almost a guaranteed in with the City defence, not really going to be rotated, whereas Cancelo and Walker are potentially going to miss games when the Champions League comes in specifically. So that's a problem. Then Raya and Sanchez at $1 million less means that you can invest that extra $1 million elsewhere, and also you're not losing the extra City spot to a goalkeeper. So that's on my mind. And then also I've got the makeup of that defence. Now I know for a fact I want Cancelo, James and Trent, but it's those other 3 spots in the other 2 spots. I can't have 3. No.
The other 2 spots. Other 2 spots.
2 spots. Mathematics.
Yeah. Quick maths.
So yeah, it's either Gabriel at 5 million and Cucurella. So I'd be doubling up on Chelsea defence, or going with Raya in goal in the other side, or the other option, and using that other City defensive spot for Walker, and also getting Perisic, which could be a risk in itself. But the one where Raya's in goal, and I've got the double City defence with Perisic, when you look at it, looks a lot more attacking and looks like it's got a lot more potential, because essentially it's all of the wing backs. So what do you think? I did send this to you earlier today.
Yeah, lots to unpack. So I think if you're wildcarding, and one of the reasons is Leon Bailey not playing, you're asking for trouble getting Perisic in. Now the one thing with it, the weekend, it's not put you off in a sense. I just want you to think about it. That's it. It's your decision. You want to go Perisic, have fun, go for it. It can't be worse than Ed's team. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Wildcarded in Mitrovic and Darwin Núñez. sensational.
For Jesus and
Kane.
Yeah. What would the point swing have there been, by the way?
No regrets. Honestly, it's what's that, 20 to 30 point swing, I think.
Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Anyway,
but
help
yeah,
me.
Yeah, help you. Perisic didn't come on for Sessegnon. So he didn't. I don't think he took Sessegnon off because he had a bad game. I think he wanted to change system. He wanted to go from 5 at the back to 4 at the back. And he didn't bring Perisic on. He brought Ben Davies across to the left, brought Richarlison on, stuck him up top, and then later on swapped the left wing, one of the wingers out, and put Perisic on as a winger, so as an out of position as a winger, terrific. But I don't think he's like any better there than as a left wing back. I think he's equally as effective. But when it comes back to who they got next week, Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves at home, I think.
You're gambling on him playing Perisic over Sessegnon. When I don't think Sessegnon did anything wrong. I think it was a system change. I didn't like the midfield. I thought Bentancur was shocking against Chelsea. Højbjerg was okay defensively, but he couldn't keep up on the ball. So it's more likely that you'd see something like Basuma maybe come in, something like that. But I think you probably just stick with Sessegnon. So I don't know about that. Walker and Cancelo are playing as inverted fullbacks, really. Lots of touches in the middle. So I know Cancelo got an assist at the weekend when they were 4-0 up against one of the worst teams in the league, and it was from an own goal. I think that's a lot for 7 million, but you definitely want a double City defence. I think that's more important than getting Cancelo. I think Walker, if I was wildcarding, Walker straight in my team, straight in. And I disagree with all the hysteria about them getting rotated. I just don't think it's going to happen that much. Who did they play at right back? John Stones would come in maybe, but then against
they're signing a left back as well, aren't they?
Who?
From who was it? Where is it from now? Can't remember now.
The only fullback I've seen them linked with, or wing back, other than Cucurella, is Grimaldo. But I don't know if that's from Benfica. But I haven't seen them linked with anyone else. But they might. I'm not saying I haven't. I just haven't seen it.
No, I'm sure. Is it Espanyol? No, I can't. Honestly, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'd agreed a fee.
Okay.
But again, I could be talking rubbish.
Like when City usually sign a player, it takes them months to integrate. Grealish being the exception, but even Cancelo, when he came in, he wasn't just straight in. He sort of fought for his place a bit. He got taken in, taken out. You had to learn the position. I think you might get some of the weaker games, especially like in the Champions League. If they've got they'll probably be, well, there will be first seeds in the Champions League. So when they're up against fourth seeds and third seeds, I can see other players filling in then. But the fit as a fiddle. Like Kyle Walker's really fit, Cancelo's really fit. So I can see them playing lots of games. And the way that he's playing them, they're not expected to bomb on, they're expected to come inside. So I think they're saving a lot more energy because Walker doesn't need to make so many recovery runs. And Cancelo doesn't need to get up and down as much. So I think he's been quite smart with how he's playing it that way. So if you want them, I don't think you have to worry about rotation too much. At the end of the day, how many games do you reckon they're going to miss all season providing they don't get injured or red card or anything like that? 3?
Yeah.
Get them.
I think double Man City defense is a must. It's an absolute must.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like you say. It's whether the risk is taken on Walker and Cancelo, or it's in Edison and Cancelo double up.
I think God, I'm going to die on the sword here, aren't I? I don't think Cancelo's worth 7 million this year. He's not the same Cancelo at the beginning of last year, and also he doesn't actually get. He got most of his attacking returns in the first half of last season, didn't he? Second half, less so. It's not that he's not class, but he's not 7 million. Like if you look at tonight, the reason why you want Cancelo at the minute is for clean sheets, and I appreciate he got an assist at the weekend. But again, he's sort of cannon one in off someone's arse. Andy Robertson tonight's playing as a forward. He's playing ahead of Luis Diaz. Like on another night, he's getting goals. So if you look at it like that, Liverpool will start keeping clean sheets at some point. So you'd that's the way I want to compare them. But I do agree. You want a double Man City defence. So Walker, I think, is a must. I probably wouldn't go Edison. I think if I was to try and sway you on someone, it's either going to be Raya or Sanchez at Brighton, because just look at their fixtures. Brighton have West Ham, who are looking toothless, Leeds, who actually don't look half bad going forward now, Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace. I don't think they're bad at all. And then Brentford, Fulham, Everton, and that's Everton, they're playing at Brentford as well. Crystal Palace, Leeds, Southampton, and Arsenal. So I think as far as defensive fixtures go, you can't really ask for much better than that up until 8, really. But Brentford probably up till 7 because of what Arsenal in 8. So that'd make me edge towards Brighton more.
Right.
So I think you need a Brighton player, whether that's the goalkeeper for 4.5 or someone like Lewis Dunk, who can score a header, keep a clean sheet, get bonus, 4.5 million.
You see, I feel like that's just a really boring. I don't know why I can't bring myself to wildcard in Lewis.
Double Man City defence isn't boring,
but it's not, because it's Man City, and it's, I don't know, Lewis Dunk just doesn't excite me.
Getting Edison.
Maybe if his name was like Louisy or Dunky or
Louisy or just Louis.
Louis Dunky or something like that, and he played for Arsenal or someone like that, I would maybe consider it. I don't know. I can't do it. Rico Henry's somebody who I had considered from
Rico Henry.
Rico Henry, if he was French, yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, I don't think that's bad. I don't think getting Rico Henry is an attacking wing back and then go for a Brighton goalkeeper and then just stack the other 4 defenders.
It's possible. It is possible.
Because you want to be playing the fixtures for your budget players. Obviously, you're getting James in, who you're going to feel is fixture-proof, rightly so. You're getting Trent, who you feel fixture-proof. You're getting, say, Cancelo or Walker or both. You're thinking they're fixture-proof, and rightly so. Try and get a couple of differentials with some cheaper players. So if you went Sanchez in goal, Henry, Cancelo, Walker, James, Trent. You've got your 3 unrotatable players, and then you've got a Brighton and Brentford who have just some unbelievable fixtures between them. I mean, if you like I say, West Ham, do they both have Everton? One's got Everton. They've both got Fulham. So I just think, I think you can have a bit of a field day with that lot.
Yeah, I think the one thing that puts me off that, and we'll move on pretty soon after this because we've spent almost the whole show talking about defenders.
Yeah,
is mostly the fact that I want a bit of longevity. So the fact that I'm playing the wild card early means that I've got to think about that's going to be the team that I'm going to be stuck with. I only have a certain amount of transfers. I don't want to have to be doctoring my defence, or especially my goalkeeper, up until I think it's game week 16 when we get a forced wild card for the World Cup. So I'd have ultimately 13 game weeks to have to keep that team, or 12 game weeks to keep that team, and only be able to use transfers for that, which I'd really want to use for my attacking side of things. So yeah, there's a lot to think about, and the thing that appeals to me about double Chelsea defence is the fact that they've got really good fixtures right up until game week 18. They only play Liverpool, who are like arguably a stronger team than them in that time.
Yeah, 8.
So it's that's what really is appealing for me. So to the Cucurella and James.
Are you not petrified of Cucurella getting rotated with Chilwell?
Cucurella played as a left centre back, I think, when he was, so he can play as a left-sided centre back or as a wing back.
I thought he was was he not left wing back? And then they had Koulibaly left, Thiago in the middle, Reece James right, and then right wing back was Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Because I think there's also talk of, so when everyone's fit, the one that might phase out Azpilicueta, put James as a right wing back in his rightful position, and then have Cucurella as part of the back three with Koulibaly and the other one, Thiago Silva.
But is that not a risk? But you've got a wild card now. Imagine that just doesn't happen.
Honestly, I don't know.
You've got $5 and a bit million defender or whatever rotating with Ben Chilwell.
Honestly, it's driving me mad even thinking about it. So, yeah, have a little look on Twitter at the end of the week to see what I actually end up with.
Yeah,
it's going to change a hell of a lot.
What I'd say with the Chelsea defenders, for those left backs in particular, I think Reece James is nailed on the right, and you can play right centre back, whatever. With them on the left, I'd go someone else. You're right; they've got sound fixtures like Leeds. We've got Leeds, Leicester, Southampton, West Ham, Fulham, then Liverpool. So, yeah, they've got some good fixtures. You want Reece James? I think that's probably enough. Liverpool and 8. I'm not too sure, but it's around then that the Champions League starts. I reckon Cucurella is going to get one and Chilwell's going to get the other. I just wait personally, and but have a player at that price point. You need a player so that when you know which one you got to get, it's a straight in, no messing around.
Right. Well, we'll see. I've got a lot to think about. So very quickly then, in terms of my attack almost picks itself. I want an 8 million midfielder. That's either going to be Maddison or Diaz.
Not Kulusevski.
No, something's putting me off Kulusevski. So Maddison's got Southampton at home, but then he's got Chelsea away, and I'm considering. I don't like booking and transfers. I'm considering having Maddison for Southampton at home, then jumping to Diaz when they have Bournemouth at home the following week. So that's in my mind. Salah.
Just have Diaz.
Yeah, do you think? I suppose it's Man United as well, isn't it?
Spoiler for my team next week. Salah's my captain. It's Manchester United are absolutely terrible. I'm like, we've all seen it. I spent yesterday hungover watching compilations of those Man United fans reacting. Sort my hangover right out, just laughing at them. Like, honestly, I've watched the highlights about 3 times. Liverpool are going to murder them with their press. They're going to actually murder them.
I totally agree. It's the fact that if it was just like a normal poor team playing a really good team, you would still consider it to be an absolute drubbing. But the fact that it's a derby and it's going to be heated, they're going to want to actually destroy them. I totally agree with that.
And also, like, the score last season wasn't the aggregate score 9-0 or 10-0 or 11-0.
Yep. And then there was the game week that Salah played Man United last year was when a lot of people took a risk and captained Havertz. And that was like a massive swing and literally destroyed people's ranks where they couldn't pick up the pieces for the rest of the season. So I think a lot of people will learn their lesson, and like you say, captain Salah. I have considered removing Salah for Kevin De Bruyne, but that might come another day. Might not be for the wild card, because that, even saying that, terrifies me. I'm worried about having double Chelsea defence. I don't have to worry about whether Mo Salah is going to absolutely ruin me as well.
My plan is currently to take Salah out in 5.
Right.
So I've got Liverpool for Man United and Bournemouth. Come on. Then, so in that period, Man City have Newcastle and Palace. Palace aren't a soft touch.
No. Second lowest XGC as well. Sorry, the XGC is really good.
In Palace are a bit of a bogey team for Man City, even at the Etihad. And Man City got Newcastle, and like I don't want to shout De Bruyne on against us. I've already got Haaland. But then in 5, Man City have got Nottingham Forest, then Villa, whereas Liverpool have got Newcastle and Everton. But the Everton games at Goodison Park, and I know Liverpool will beat them, 100% going to beat them. But Everton are a much better team at Goodison Park. So I think it can be, I don't think it's going to be 5s and 6s either.
Yeah.
So I just think keep Salah for the next couple of weeks against Man United are the worst team in the league. They're the worst team I've seen this year, but by the 2 games that I've seen them play.
Yeah, it's unreal. Honestly, the fact that I mean, who can they blame other than the owners? And the owners is it's honestly, we could go on for ages about the fact that Sky Sports have given Man United so much airtime to berate their ownership, whereas Newcastle weren't given that luxury.
Yeah.
Rio Ferdinand in particular, like I've took great pleasure at tweeting Rio Ferdinand, like he must hate his life.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't believe it. The fall from grace that Man United have had has been just astonishing and very, very enjoyable.
Oh, I love it. Like, just inject them tears, Matt.
Inject them good. So yeah, I mean, is there anything else you wanna add? You've mentioned your plans there.
Yeah, I don't know what my transfer is this week. I thought my transfer was Josh Da Silva, and it was just I wanted to bag him before the price rise. I wanted a Brentford player. I thought because they've got Fulham next week. I thought, yeah, get him in. Regardless, I saved the 0.5 off Miggy, who's got City, and then put that 0.5 in to upgrade someone later down the line. But now that hasn't happened, I think I'm going to focus on. You started to swing us a bit on the Chelsea defence, but I think I need to try and maybe move someone else out. So I've got Brighton, Brentford, and Chelsea in my thoughts. They're the 3 teams that I think I want to be looking to target. But honestly, I know that I haven't done it originally, but now I had 4 teams to target this year. Like they're playing this team. It was anyone that plays Everton away from Goodison Park in the 3 promoted teams. Man United are now a part of that 5, and I'm actually not taking the piss either. They are embarrassing. So I'm now looking who's playing Man United as well.
Yeah, definitely target them. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that is pretty much it for our plans. Before we go, just going to give a brief mention to the Gallowgateshots mini league. We have a new leader. It's Darren Graham. Hopefully he's a listener. He got 77 points. He's got 166 in total. He played his free hit this week, which I thought was, yeah.
Not sure about that.
I don't want to offend him, but I think he's one of those where he just likes to do things without thinking ahead.
Sounds like someone else that I know about.
Like me, yeah. Somebody who wildcards just because the 5 million midfielder doesn't start anymore. I love it, Darren. So yeah, obviously you don't have any more free hits, so that's that gone. So it'll be interesting to see if Darren can keep it up and stay at the top. Only a point separates first, second, and third. So a point between first and second, and a point between second and third if you didn't get that. So it is very, very tight. And I am nowhere near the top. So
long all season, yeah. Long season.
Long. So I think we've actually managed to get all the way through there, Daniel, without recommending a player who's going to rise in price before this video goes out. So that's good. Woohoo! So
fingers crossed this time, mate. Fingers crossed. You never know.
So yeah, please, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want to comment any wildcard suggestions for me, or any questions you've got, if you're wildcarding as well, would love to hear it. But yeah, make sure you give this video a like. It really, really helps. And yeah, hopefully see you guys around next week. Enjoy game week 3.
Bye.